What up, it's your boy Dvrth again with another video, and today, look at God. Yesterday I recorded a ZUTOMAYO video. It was the Darkened performance, it was a live performance, and my God, every time I hear them do anything, I feel a renewed appreciation for music, which is something that only my very favorite artists can do for me. And I would definitely say within the past year that I've been really focusing on ZUTOMAYO's music, they have become one of my very favorite artists ever. Like, this is just one of my favorite bands to ever be created. And yesterday was just such a punctuation on that. But I say all that because it's kind of crazy that at least within this last two videos that I've done on ZUTOMAYO, almost immediately they come out with some new shit. Now, I'm not saying that I'm like some sort of good luck charm, but I am saying I'm shooting 100% from the field. That's all I will say. That's all I'll say. So we're going to hop straight into this. I'm really excited to hear what this is going to sound like. They do have some other new stuff that came out once again right after the last ZUTOMAYO video that I still have to kind of check out. I think I heard a bit of one of the songs from there, and it seems like, at least right now, they have like a very light feel to their it's always different. It's always some variation of different with them. What I heard from that last EP or album, whatever it is, sounded very light. Not that their music is very heavy usually, but it did sound very light. So I'm wondering if we'll get more of that here. So we're gonna hop straight into it. If you haven't already, subscribe, like, comment, all that other stuff. If you're just a lurker, I appreciate you too. We're going to get our headphones on, make sure them bitches on, though I'm pretty sure they are. So them bitches is on, and let's just get into it. That was kind of nice how the drums brought us into that. Their music is so fancy. It's just so fucking, so jazzy, dog. But it does sound like they kind of have like this really light sound to it still, and I really so fucking with it. I'm trying to see what this reminds me of though. Look at my kid. Wait. Oh. And that may have been like the worst part ever to stop it. Sorry. But then again, as I always say, fuck. Dog, there is something about this band that scratches that little self-diagnosed ADHD part of my brain, and especially when it comes to music. Like, I'm not somebody who always has to have their music like really fast paced, really high octane. Like, it's got to always keep me like it's got to be like a fucking action movie. I'm not that type of person, though I know a lot of people that are. But there is something about ZUTOMAYO's music I almost want to say is very hard to react to. At least for somebody like me, it's very hard to react to. And I say that because I listen to their music, and whenever I turn on the song and I immediately kind of go to a place, and that place is very restrictive on my mind. So I can't do more than just one thing whenever I'm listening to this band. I think that is because there is so much going on in the music. I'm not saying that there's like what am I trying to say? The amount of ear candy that goes on to this music makes it to where I feel like I have to give everything my full attention. And that's kind of where I'm going right now. It's so hard to react to their music because I genuinely feel like every time I listen to them, I have to give them my full attention no matter what. This is not passive listening for me, though I know that I'm sure there are other people that listen to this passively. It's never passive listening for me. That was a fucking rant that I did not actually want to go on, but I had to get that off my chest. I had to get that off my stern. Okay, we're gonna go back a little bit because she was getting into a pocket that was crazy. I had to stop her right the fuck there. We're gonna go back like 15 seconds. They're going crazy. I'm not even gonna lie. They're going crazy. They're going crazy. Somebody always showing the fuck out. Right now, the piano is going insane. Keep me on my fucking toes. Keep me on my fucking toes. Is this song over? No way. It's over. Oh. Yeah, dog. And just okay, and you know what? That brings me to okay. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. That ending brings me to my next question about this band. It brings me to a question that I have about a lot of bands, a lot of of the great bands that I enjoy. Like some bands that where I listen to their music, I'm like, what the fuck? And ZUTOMAYO is one of those bands, right? The question is, where does how do I pose this question? I always wonder where those decisions come from. I always wonder how those decisions are born, right? Because at the end, having like everything stripped back and then having this like soft guitar chug in the background and letting that be the, I guess the background for the outro, the vocals in that outro, I should say. Jesus fucking Christ. English is hard for me. But yeah, just certain decisions like bringing the vocals level to like the rest of the instruments and kind of like letting that piano have its time. I understand that a lot of these questions I'm asking are very predicated to like how they're mixing it and like those decisions like that. But like I said, it's also just like the musical decisions that they make is what I'm really interested in. Now, last thing I want to talk about, of course, is the song. Really light. Going into it having a name like Shade, for some reason I was expecting something that not something super sad, but like something that had more of a dark feel to the music. But a lot of this was really light, even like so much as like having the bass kind of be tucked away somewhere in that mix, whereas like usually in a song like I'll bring it up again because it's probably like one of my favorite songs by them, Time Left, where that song has a very dark feel. Tapped the fuck out of my mic. That song has a very dark feel to it. I always feel like, this is my take on it, I always feel like that song, it kind of feels like that because of how prominent the bass is in that song. For a lot of their lighter songs, that bass is like tucked in somewhere, and you have the piano and other lighter strings doing the work. I think the song that I heard, I think I heard like a minute of from the newest thing, had like a harp in it, and maybe I've heard the whole. I don't know, dog. I don't know, man. I don't remember what I ate for breakfast yesterday, but it had like a harp in it or some shit, and it's doing kind of the same thing that this track is doing, where the bass is like kind of somewhere else. It's there, but it's like it's in the corner somewhere. Get busy. It feels like ZUTOMAYO just can't make a wrong decision when it comes to music. Because I mean, listen, you don't know anybody perfectly, but at least when it comes to their creating their music and their sound and stuff like that, it feels like they just can't make a wrong decision. Now, I mean, you could say there is no wrong decision when it comes to music because, you know, it's their art, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean when I say that. So don't get actually. So fantastic song. I love this track just off the first listen, but I think what I'm most excited for is the second listen for this track. Because when we did Tairara, I remember coming out of that video being like, yo, that was a crazy track. Like that was insane. I listened to it again that night, and dude, oh man. Oh, Tairara is one of the most sonically interesting songs I've heard in a while. Just off of like, once again, the decisions that were made on that track. Like on the second listen of Tairara, I almost fucking cried how excited I was off of just hearing all this new shit from like in the track. Oh, dude, so I'm really excited for this second listen, though I absolutely loved it on the first. I just know that second listen is going to be insane. So I really enjoyed this track. I'm so glad. It always does my heart good when ZUTOMAYO is making more music. Whenever they come out with something, I'm like, what? No way. So I really enjoyed this track. Really happy that they came out with something. So hopefully I can continue to shoot at least 80% from the field, though I would love to keep my 100% record. And maybe they'll come out with something tomorrow, at least sometime this week. If this happens again, listen, don't count on it, but if it did happen again, they came out with something the next day after I dropped this, yeah, we're gonna have to have some very uncomfortable conversations. All right, so with all that being said, if you haven't already, subscribe, like, comment, all the other stuff. If you're just a lurker, I appreciate you too. And as always, y'all stay amazing, stay safe, and take care of yourselves.